Hey fellow Star Citizens, Scrapjet here. I thought I'd spend some time going over how to map key bindings to your keyboard, mouse, joysticks, and pedals, etc. Before we get too far into this episode, if you haven't already signed up to play Star Citizen, make sure to use my referral code listed in the description. It'll get you an additional 5,000 credits when you create your account, and the channel gets some credits towards some swag. Also, if you're looking for a great Star Citizen organization to join, you should check out Star Citizen Friends and Mentoring. I joined their Discord, and they've really helped me learn and improve my gameplay a lot. The link to the Discord is in the description. Alright, let's get started. I have dual Thrustmaster T16000Ms and a set of Thrustmaster pedals. I'll be the first to tell you they aren't super high quality like the referral sticks that I've seen online. But if you're just getting started and you're not sure if you want to dump close to $1,000 into hardware, I'd take a serious look at Thrustmaster. If I'm still playing this time next year, I'll start looking at the referrals. Just not today. I'm fairly certain what I'm going to cover here with you today is applicable to any joysticks or pedals, not just Thrustmaster. If I'm wrong on that, please, by all means, let me know in the comments. After I've shown you how to set your key bindings, I'll take out my anvil arrow and we'll see the sticks, pedals, and VoiceAttack in action with a very high-risk bounty mission. I must warn you, I'm not a seasoned pilot, so don't expect too much other than a demonstration of what we'll be talking about here does in fact work. One thing I have learned while working with my hardware is don't unplug it from your computer if you can avoid it. The computer gets confused about which device is which the next time you plug everything back in, and you could end up with your left joystick being your pedals. That's just a pain in the ass. There's a way to fix it that isn't hard, but if you want to save yourself some grief, I'd avoid unplugging these devices if possible. Also in the description I've included a link to my VoiceAttack profile if you don't feel like creating the commands yourself. These also include the commands you've seen me use when looting as well, for moving inventory around. And on top of all that, I also have links to the sticks and pedals on Amazon if you're interested in purchasing Thrustmaster stuff, which to be honest I'm perfectly happy with. Alright, well, let's get started. So we can actually do a lot of the key bindings right here. We don't actually have to be in our ship to do them. And it's actually, I found, safer that way, because I was trying to make some changes earlier today, and I was actually in my ship doing them, and people kept coming over, and I kept getting contacts, and it was a mess. So anyway, to start, let me flip around here. Oh, not that. Sorry. Come back around to this view. So to get into your key bindings, you're going to hit Escape, as if you were quitting the game, except you want to go to this one that says Options. And then from there you want to go to Key Bindings. And this shows you really kind of a cool looking layout of your keyboard with just which keys do what right now. I really don't use this I used it when I first started playing, and then I kind of didn't really need it. But you can look at it and it'll tell you, which keys do what, and I don't know. That's okay. It's cute. Anyway, so after you've clicked on key bindings, you want to click on Advanced Control Customization. And there is a control profiles down here. And I did play with this initially, and I discovered that I didn't really need it. And in fact, I think it may have been part of my problem. I guess this could be useful if you have like multiple devices, like maybe you have two different types of joysticks and you like to be able to switch between them. I don't know why you would do it. I don't know. So I stopped using it. I just ignored this completely, and everything's actually started working fine once I kind of didn't even touch this. So anyway, right now we are in the keyboard and mouse mode for all of the options we have to play with over here. If you want to, when we get to do the joysticks, we'll switch this over to joystick / HOTUS like that. But for right now, we're going to keep it on the keyboard and mouse. And I'm going to show you a few of my settings, but you can go through here and look at all the different settings. I'll show you how to change them. It's not hard, but the only thing I have issues with the keyboard, though, is almost all the keys are already mapped to something, so it's kind of hard to actually change them.
Did you hit C by accident?
Uh-oh.
So on your thruster, you know how you scroll up and scroll down to increase and slow down? Is there a line above the arrow?
This is embarrassing.
What was that, sorry? Yeah,
I don't see him. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, go back into options, key bindings, advanced. Like I said, we'll stay here for a minute for looking at. This is actually what I use for doing a lot of my VoiceAttack mappings. I'll look up, see what the key bindings are, and then I'll create my VoiceAttack command based on that. So, for instance, under vehicle seat and operator modes, this one right here, if you open that up, you can see there is. Let's see, what do I use here? This one here. If you press B, it'll turn on your quantum drive. I actually, in VoiceAttack, I mapped that B to the word quantum drive, and that basically causes the B key to be pressed and starts up my quantum drive. So I'll go through here and I'll basically pick out ones I use a lot, and I will map them through VoiceAttack. So I really don't change a whole lot of these. Let me see. What did I have some notes here on the side for all my settings, so I know what to talk about. Like I said, most of these I didn't really change. I just like to know what they are so that I can map them in VoiceAttack. So I do that one for missile operator mode. This one here. I mapped this one also to VoiceAttack. And then vehicles view for the camera mode. Where's camera mode? This one here, cycle camera view. I'll use that too, so I can say camera view and it'll basically press F4 for me, which is kind of nice. And there's some others in here that I do use a lot. That'll map into VoiceAttack. I just don't want you to be confused when you see me using VoiceAttack and wondering how I'm mapping these. So, but let's look at another one. Let's look at vehicle targeting cycling. Vehicles targeting. Where is it? Must have passed it. Here we are. This one? This one. Okay. So for instance, for this one here, this is for targeting attackers. So if you're doing a bounty and somebody's shooting at you, if you press 4, it will lock on to whoever's shooting at you, which is kind of handy. I do that a lot. So for me though, what I'll do is I'll use that 4 and I'll create a command. Let me pull it up. So here's VoiceAttack. So I'll let's see, what do I call it? Call it closest attacker. So you see, I press left alt 4. It's that one. Sorry. It basically does a reset to closest. So closest attacker basically will press that for me. So I just say closest attacker and it clicks that, which is cool. And then for number 5, this one here, reset to closest hostile. I just say closest hostile, and it clicks it for me. So that's kind of how I use. That's how I use VoiceAttack with the keyboard key bindings. Okay, so let's go over to Joystick, and on the joystick ones, I really don't put a whole lot on my joysticks. Really, my joysticks basically consist of flight movement and vehicle weapons, and that's it. So for flight movement, and this is where we'll actually make some changes. Like here, I'll kill my pitch. There you go. So to actually blank something out so it's not going to be used by anybody, and you can do that with controls that you know you're not going to use. You might want to like eject or whatever, self-destruct or something you might want to get rid of. You just right click on it and it goes away. So now to set it, all we have to do is just double click on it. There we go. It says waiting for axis input type, and that's the pitch. So I just I just pushed my right stick forward slightly so it would pick it up, and it says it's already this input is already used by the following. Is this okay? And I think that's because depending on what mode you're in, it'll use that input differently. So I'm just going to say yes. So yeah, so let's say I wanted to wipe out the x-axis here. I just right click on it. Well, I'll click on it once here to make it active, and then right click on it. Now it's gone. So now my x-axis, my yaw doesn't work anymore, basically. So if I double click on it, and then I just do a little to the left. There we go. Rebinds x-axis. And I get the same issue because it's also used by these other functions. I'll say yes. So that's basically my right stick right there. The X, Y, and Z axes. And I do my rotation, which I mean I've seen other people who talk about their sticks. They're like, don't do that. You know, I put the roll on my I'm right-handed. But I put the roll on my right stick, and it just works for me. I'm fine with it. I don't put a whole lot else on that stick though, really. And then on my left stick, this is input 3 is my left stick. So that's like device number 3. I think this by default is considered device number 1. So device number 3 right now is my left stick. So I use that strafe up and down and strafe left and right, which is basically your thrusters on your ship. And I like to, I mean, you could do strafe up and strafe down, but I found that if you do it with the strafe up / down, you just have to I'll clear it here with a right click. So now it's not doing anything. So if I double click on it and then just kind of nudge my left stick forward a little bit, it picks up on the y-axis. And you don't want to like push it all the way. Like I just give it a nudge, just enough to get picked up, because it was very easy for me to go a little bit in the wrong direction, and instead of being the y-axis, it became the x-axis. So you just give it a little nudge, especially with the pedals, I found, which is right here. Again, I do the forward / back. I do both operations with one. And, same with the strafe left and right. You know, you do it with one instead of using the 2 here. So, and again, these are actually my pedals. So if this was empty, like I just right clicked on it, now it's gone. My pedals right now will do nothing. So if I wanted to actually use my pedals, I'm just going to just double click on it, and then I'm just going to lightly push on the right pedal. There we go. Just enough for it to get picked up. So that's basically both my, for movement purposes, that's both my sticks and my pedals. That's literally all I do for movement. And then I do use decoupled mode occasionally. So and button 3 happens to be on my right stick, it's the button just left of the hat on top of the stick. I found it comfortable for me to click on when I want to go into decoupled mode. And it's a toggle, so basically it goes on and off. And then boost, I actually made my left stick's trigger. So like normally if you were shooting, you know, the trigger for shooting, I made that my boost on my left stick. So, and again, just because it's out of convenience, it's easy to pull. And that is pretty much it on my two sticks and my pedals. That's pretty much it. And then if we look at vehicle weapons, where's vehicle weapons? Firing group 1 is default anyway, but just so you know, firing group 1 is the trigger on my right stick, and then firing group 2 is the for my stick, it's the button just below the hat. But you know, if it wasn't, and I was sitting there, I just right clicked on it and it went away. Let's say I wanted to make that the button right below my hat. All I do is just double click on it and then click on that button on my joystick, and it's going to say, hey, it's also accessed for these particular other functions. But that's probably okay because I'm not in mining mode when I press it. I'm not going to be in missile mode when I press it. So it's okay. I'll leave it like that. That's pretty much all I really do with how I have my stick set up. And like I said, a lot of my commands I run through VoiceAttack, and we'll see that here in a few minutes. But that's basically how you change your settings, and you can go through all these. There's a ton of settings, and they're pretty much the same regardless of, like, if you flip back to keyboard/mouse. It's, you know, it's the same options. It's just how do you want to map them. So, all right. Then I think the other thing I wanted to show everybody was quickly. If you do unplug your sticks and your rudder or whatever, and you plug them back in, sometimes the computer will get confused and it will make, like, device 1, I think it was. Let's pull one up. Flight movement. What was it being called? Oh, you know what? Because I'm in keyboard. There we go. Flight movement. There we go. So, right. So input 3. So it'll get confused. It'll make like input 3, input 2. You know, all of a sudden your left stick is doing your pedal functions. You know, it's annoying. So you have two options. You can either just remap everything, or you can use a command. Let me pull that up. I think I can do that from here. Yeah. If you hit the tilde key on your keyboard, it's in the upper left corner, right below the escape button. It has like a little squiggly line. It's called a tilde. So if you click on that, you'll get this guy up, and if you click it again, it'll go away. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to type in pp_, and then just press tab. And it wants to do rebind keys. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to press tab again. Resort devices. That's what we want. So you can then type in joystick. I don't know if you can press tab from here. No. Joystick. And I did this once before. I only ever have had to do this once before because I realized what was going on. I was like, well, I'm just never unplugging those guys again because that's just a pain in the rear end. But you can type 1_2, and it'll switch inputs 1 and 2. And that, and like I say, it took me a couple tries to get it exactly right, because for me, I have a joystick 1 and joystick 2 and joystick 3. And to try and, you know, I got a little confused, and I ended up, actually, I think I made my right joystick the pedals by accident. So it took me 2 or 3 tries, but I finally did get it. So that is one way you can switch your input devices around, as opposed to going through and just reassigning all the key bindings, which is fine. You could do that too. All right, so that is pretty much how you change your key bindings. And then it's already saved, so you don't have to do anything. As soon as you change it, it's saved automatically. There's no save button or anything. So I'm just going to click back and return to game. And hope I didn't mess anything up. So let's go get the arrow.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
There we go.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
Where are we on? 3. Alright, let's see if we can find a high-risk target, or a very high-risk target to play with. There's a VHRT, accept. And then of course we take, mercenary, call to arms. Cool. Alright. Let's get this show on the road. Flight ready?
Aerospace. All systems online.
Max shields.
You are clear to launch.
And I need to play with my HUDs here. One nice thing about the arrow, I did a review of my my Scorpius, and it only has two HUDs on it, whereas the arrow has 4, which is actually very nice, because I kept having there we go with that. I kept having comms overriding.
And please visit again.
There we go. So I'll just dedicate comms over there where I won't have to see it. Of course, I probably rarely get to see the target menu, but that's okay. All right, let's see where we're going. All right, so we're going here. Quam drive. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Engage.
Drive is now on. Landing gear raised.
Hurts.
Bottom drive is now on.
Now it looks like we gotta fly 377 kilometers. So I will get back to you when we get closer. Quantum drive. SCM. Okay, so we're coming up on our target now. I just thought I'd go over just a few things here. As you can see, the roll works on my right joystick. Cruise, and I can also, my pitch works, yaw works, camera view, and as well as my thrusting up and down, and right and left, camera view, camera view. All right, and here are my pedals. I actually put both feet on the pedals. I was originally only using one foot. Then I realized that I can actually go backwards too. Using my pedals. So I actually end up using both feet. Missile mode. Increase missile. Increase missile. Increase missile. Yeah, we'll throw some missiles at him first, and then hopefully I don't hit the ground on the way in. Closest hostile. Missile mode. Flare. Flare.
Shields hit.
Max weapons. I can get up there. Max shields. Flare.
Hands up.
Missile mode.
Lock.
Ah, too close. Max weapons. Whoa! There we go. Oh, too close, too close. Missile mode. Missile mode. Max shields. Flare.
Special delivery.
Max weapons. Max shields. Noise. Max weapons.
Target destroyed.
Closest hostile.
Shields hit. Target destroyed.
Closest hostile.
Shields hit. Target destroyed.
Max shields. Alright, so there you go. I took some damage, but I survived it at least. That's good. Quantum drive. Alright, so that's it for how to assign your key bindings, and hope that helped. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Scrapchat out.